We're missing these gems.
I was gonna say, do you want me to do that again? Was he at Dress? He wasn't at Men's Warehouse though.
No.
Like Dress Barn maybe, or
was it? I feel like it wasn't Dress Barn either though.
It wasn't Dress Barn.
Well, he went to Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, maybe that's what.
That was when
that was for the
they threw paint on his.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I can't recall if he said what store he was at. But
Mysterious.
Everyone is in there, and we were all going through the bins, and I picked a suit, and it fit. You know how it doesn't have the pockets on the pants? Who's
the shoulder pads.
And the shoulder pads. Mysterious. It's like purple lined. And, oh my gosh. I love that show so much.
Oh my gosh. Same.
I haven't watched it in a while.
I haven't done usually I'll do like a Christmas episode marathon, like in a day or two, or one a night. I should do that this week.
Yeah, I think I will do that this week.
Oh my gosh. Watch party.
Been behind. Yeah. Well, I've been behind on TV in general. And you know what? Haven't missed it.
Yeah.
There's been other stuff going on. All the kind of shows that I would like regularly watch. Like I admittedly I'm a Real Housewives watcher.
Love that for you.
And Southern Charm and anything in the Bravo sphere. Yeah. I'm pretty much a watcher, but I have not watched. I'm so behind on anything that's a current Housewives season or anything that just recently, ended.
Yeah.
I am behind.
Well, I think I mentioned like weeks ago that we had started the new Frankenstein. And that was like a week before my birthday, because then my big birthday whoop-de-doo was going to be finishing it. And then I made it like 20 minutes and fell asleep. And now it took us a month. Or at least 3 weeks or however long it's been. But just, really wanted to get this update on the pod that last night we finished the Frankenstein. And then we started a new series, apparently. I thought we were watching.
Sorry.
Whoa. What did I tell you about touching things?
My hand, how sometimes you're walking and your hand just like hits the wall. That's what I just did with the microphone. Sorry.
I lost my it was a dumb Helen train of thought is that I thought we were watching Knives Out last night the whole time, because I had said like we should watch the new Knives Out. I don't know if you've watched those movies, which I should have known from the get-go. Like it's a movie series. It's like a whodunit murder mystery type situation.
Is that one of those? Is it a Kill Bill thing, or is that who does that? Quentin Tarantino, is that one of those?
I don't know. You're gonna make me have to cut this out because I should know these answers, but
you don't have to know these answers.
I know I'm really bad at movies, and this is case in point is that I had been mentioning like, I heard people are loving the new Knives Out, we should watch that. And I know that Mitch had told me about this series that is like a historical drama of James Garfield presidency, and also I think a murder thing and whatnot. And so we finished our big movie last night, and then we're like, man, we're awake, we're going, maybe we should watch. So we were just clicking through, and then we were like, no, I think we'll go to bed. No, you know what? It was only 50 minutes. So we started watching this James Garfield thing. And somehow in my mind, I'm like, we are watching Knives Out right now. And I was like surprised that it hadn't had a murder. Like we watched the whole 50-minute episode and there wasn't a murder. And then finally just this afternoon we were talking about it. And Mitch is like, what are you... We didn't watch Knives Out last night. What are you talking about? I think it's called Death by Lightning. And I mean, it's fabulous. Nick Offerman is in it. And
I do like
a guy from that one show,
Parks and Rec.
No. Well, yes, Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec.
Oh, I thought you were trying to recall where
you
knew Nick Offerman from.
No. I'm blanking on what I'm trying to say whatsoever. But also, welcome.
I was just going to say, I was going to interrupt you and say it's fine because I never did the intro to, I guess, does this conclude season 1? So I think
it does.
Welcome, everyone, to the final episode of season 1, episode 22.
What's up?
Wow. A whole first season.
We did it. We did it weekly since what, July?
Weekly? Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know that there's like anything that I've done every single week.
Yeah.
This long.
Yeah.
That's kind of impressive.
It's really impressive. I'm very proud of us.
I am impressed.
Yeah.
And proud of us. And it's been, really fun. It's something I look forward to every week and I think
Mm-hmm.
about throughout the week. Certainly, we prepare for some episodes more than others, but that's
Mm-hmm.
just how our life goes.
Yeah.
You know, some episodes are like we really got to talk about this topic
Mm-hmm.
or something we really wanted to dive into, and then we each do our own little here's what I found out, and then we can
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. But man,
I
I
know.
I will say I will open with well, now it was last week. Just last week I was in the drop-off line at school for Camden, and a mom came up to me that I know, and we got talking about our podcast.
Oh my gosh.
And she said, I'm all caught up. I've listened to every
Oh
episode."
gosh.
And I thought, "Hey, that's amazing. Like someone listened to every single one of
Yeah.
our episodes. How cool is that?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just you or I, like
Yeah.
somebody else did it. Although I know my mom listens too. But shout out to anybody who has listened to all
Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's
22 episodes.
up?
I mean, I almost feel nervous that like somebody had to listen to me talk for 22 weeks. But so she was saying that it was a great podcast,
Oh.
and also we just got to talking about several, like the smartphones, and she's got multiple kids, multiple ages, but all in elementary school. And was then we got to talking about AI, and then just how we've tackled some topics that were like they were really tough,
Hmm.
and uh, I don't know if she said bold or maybe I interpreted it as like we took a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that she kind of specifically mentioned was the sextortion
Yeah, of
topic,
course.
which yeah, I looking back, I
Yeah.
think I start to take for granted that I'm looking at all of this information like basically daily. I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to find out more and trying to find ways to share more without it being like beat you over the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like it is just so important to know that these things exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, good grief, even the Pinterest thing that I
Yeah.
just found out about, like I didn't know that and I'm a regular user. And so
Mm-hmm.
I just think if I don't know something, there is someone else that doesn't know it too, or
Mm-hmm.
doesn't realize something that is harmful, especially if it's thinking of like Instagram teen accounts.
Yeah.
It's marketed as safe, and
Mm-hmm.
it's such a lie. It's a total lie. Um, and maybe this can even fold into really quickly because this is topical. It just happened 4 days ago. Australia. I don't. Have you
Mm-hmm.
been following the news on
Yeah, I
this?
was curious to get your thoughts. I haven't
Yeah.
I've heard a little bit of like how it's going, but
Yeah.
tell me
Well,
what you know. Tell me what you're thinking.
so for anyone who does not
Yeah.
know, although this has been,
It's
major
been in the works for
news
yeah. Yeah.
for before it happened and now since
Mm-hmm.
after. But on December 10th, Australia basically banned social media for anyone age 16 and under. And what it really is social media accounts or companies
Mm-hmm.
have to take the necessary steps to show that they are preventing those young users from having accounts or having access. And, people, there's both sides of the coin of like, this is terrible, this is great, of course, because that's just anything. But the way I start to think about it is, think about like the drinking age. That has changed,
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't used to be 21. But are kids still drinking under age 21? Yeah. Also hand raised, guilty, did it. Like full admission. Um, but that's still a law because we understand that it's not safe for
Mm-hmm.
underage kids, teenagers to be drinking because that's also tied to driving.
Mm-hmm.
There are reasons that these laws are put in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's difficult because social media doesn't feel like, you can't walk into a store and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
carded
Right.
for social media.
Yeah.
But the harms that are on there are so widespread, and
Mm-hmm.
the it's the fact that, and I think this is where maybe people, I don't know if it's defensive or what, but you just don't realize you're not choosing what's being shown to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are not choosing. You and I could set up an identical
Mm-hmm.
Instagram account, and depending on either where we live or even, maybe what age we put or whether we're male or female, it's not going to show us the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get to choose. You might search funny dog videos, which I certainly do plenty of times. Uh, but it's not going to send you all of
Yeah.
that. It's going to test different things to see what does your
Hmm.
attention go to. You might
Hmm.
have searched funny dog videos, but we snuck this other thing in here just to kind of test and see
Hmm.
because other users have spent time on this.
Hmm.
And it's usually the inflammatory, wild, depressing,
Hmm.
whatever it is stuff. And so I think it's important to understand that because the teenage or child brain is not developed enough to differentiate between what's maybe good and bad and
Hmm.
how much time I should spend on something like this that's designed to addict them to it. I fully support. I don't know that the United States could put something like that
Hmm.
in place, but man, I would support it.
Hmm.
We have a driving age, we have a drinking age, we have a voting age. Maybe we need a social media age.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know that we're anywhere close
Yeah. I
to
mean,
getting something like that.
yeah.
There's too much money in it.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be that
Yeah.
would be fought so hard because oh man, the money they would lose on child users
Hmm.
would be enormous.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm really interested to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
how this plays
Hmm.
out. So far, I mean, it's I feel sad for the ones that are addicted because they're
Right.
literally going through
Yeah.
withdrawals right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
their behavior is different. They are
Hmm.
mad. They are, seeking it out other
Hmm.
ways. And there's still going to be ways to get around
Right.
it
They're like you said,
because
there's
just like anything is.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am watching it closely to
Hmm.
see what happens. But I'd be
Yeah.
willing to bet that things will improve
Yeah.
for teenagers in Australia.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Uh,
so similar to the conversations with bell to bell phone bans and stuff of like
exactly.
it's gonna be challenging at
Oh yeah.
first, but then you'll be grateful later. It's like running. Like running sucks for the
Yes.
first like 6 months back, and then it's great.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to.
Literal growing
Yeah,
pains.
and it takes
Yeah.
that. Really, what I'm thinking is it takes that 360 buy it. Like everyone
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah. It's a
Or
cultural
at least
thing.
yeah, exactly. It has to be a culture shift.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that you are certainly contributing to this culture shift in our community through this podcast. And honestly, it's
Trying.
a
Yeah.
like I just love that I get to have these conversations with you because I love that I get to learn from you because I love that you do all the work of going out and finding all these, you're in it all the time. But just have such a great way of not even distilling it, but just like finding what really matters and what we need to be listening to and bringing that into this space. So I feel like I get to just listen to I've enjoyed
Yeah.
listening to you for the past 22 weeks as well. Um, and I do. I've learned
Same
so
to you,
much. Oh
Helen.
my goodness gracious. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you
See you in
next
2026.
year. No, yeah, but that's just kind of been my reflection too of just how good this
Yeah.
space has been, I think, for a number of reasons, but just helping me to understand issues more, forcing me to spend time with these things that I know are problems,
Right.
but they're easily avoidable problems, at least where like
Well,
where
yeah,
I'm
for
at in
you
life
right
right
now,
now. Yeah.
but you're not
But
I mean,
I'm
things
not
will
right.
change by the time Violet's in school
Yeah.
a little bit,
Right.
but I mean,
But they will
not
change and they will
so
like
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no,
Well, I
and even just in my own life I think I have become more conscious of just my personal relationship to technology.
sure.
I don't think I have told you this, but for whatever reason, I've never had the Facebook app on my phone because I've been
Oh,
like,
I
that's
don't think I knew
my
that.
like I don't need the app. But I like go to my browser and click
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most frequent, like it's
Oh
always
yeah.
just it's just a button I click. But for whatever reason, it logged me out probably a week or so ago, and
Oh.
I don't know what my Facebook password is. I know I could retrieve it, but I've
Yeah.
just taken this as an opportunity to be like, you know what?
Not worth it.
Nah, so I haven't been back in there for however long that's been, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't know, because that's you're
Yeah.
talking about how we could have identical accounts and it would
Right.
the feed would all be different, and that's the thing too is that like so much I don't know how to quantify it if it's 75% or what of the content, especially on Facebook, is not anything remotely that I follow or care or whatever. And that has just changed so
Yeah.
much. And, whereas for me as what am I, 32-year-old woman, it's mostly annoying. And it's mostly stuff that I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, what is this garbage? Blah, blah, blah. Scroll, scroll. Okay, I'm out. But for a teenage or younger brain, like
Yeah.
I know that it is different content that they're being fed and that their
Yeah.
brains are not able to like filter it for themselves. And I think that's what's so important is to understand how our habits as adults and our habits as people who have grown with this
Totally.
technology,
Yeah.
look very differently from how young people engage with these and how these engage with young people too. They
Yes.
target them differently as well.
Yeah. If you think your kid is seeing your, I mean, they're not using Facebook, but
But
or
for example, yeah,
Instagram,
yeah,
if you think their feed looks like your feed or
yeah,
their experience is like yours,
yeah,
it is wildly different.
yeah.
And spend some time on it. Just open it
Hmm.
up together and just say, scroll for me, show me what you see. I think if you haven't done that with if you have a teenager who has Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok, either or any of those, if they are using them, like do you know what they're seeing?
Hmm.
Do you know what they've saved or interacted
Hmm.
with or liked? Like um I
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have not finished it yet, and I brought it down here. I know this is not a video, but I thought I would show this to
What
you.
am I seeing?
So
10
10
rules.
rules for
Oh,
raising
right.
kids in a high tech world, and it's by
Okay.
Jean Twenge. And I'm not all the way through it yet. But what I loved was the very, kind of the first, first step one
Mm.
of the rules is like as a parent, you're in charge. So
Hmm.
rule number one is literally you're in charge. And I think some of that gets lost. It's almost like you throw your hands up, like, well, we can't really go back. We gave it to
Hmm.
them, but you can because you control like if they're a minor, like their phone isn't theirs, or you can tell
Hmm.
them like your phone isn't yours,
Hmm.
even if you bought it, like you're using our internet or our cell phone plan or whatever it is.
Some of us are 32 years old and still in their parents' cell phone plan.
Some of us are 40 in a couple of months and still on their
Some of
parents'
us
cell phone
have
plan.
have kind of forgotten to pay their mom their cell phone bill for like I don't want to admit it, but she
Well,
she knows
yeah, mom
and I
knows. Mom
know.
knows.
And anyway,
Yeah.
so I guess I should
Well,
be
if
showing her my feed.
yeah, if your mom pays your cell phone bill, you have to show
Uh-huh.
what your
She's in
social media
control.
accounts are. Oh my gosh. That's not a bad rule though, guys.
Yeah.
If mom is paying for your
Well,
cell bill.
honestly, like when you
But
were
yeah.
describing it, it makes me think about that feeling of like being a kid or a teenager and reading a book and like getting to a page that it's like ugh, like either there's bad words on it or something's
Yeah.
being described that it's like, oh God, I hope my parents don't see me reading this. And so I
Yeah.
don't maybe this is just a Helen experience, but like hovering over it, kind of putting your hands up to like read it and
I'd be
but
willing to bet you read way more than I
well,
did
sure,
when
but
I
I'm
was in
imagining
school.
that feeling of like, with social media, like that it would just be heightened so much
Yeah.
more. That just like fear of em almost embarrassment
Yeah.
for some kids, I
Would you want
think.
to watch what you're seeing?
Right.
Well, and it leads to
Yeah.
another good rule that's in the book,
Yeah.
which is no devices of any kind, no screens of any
Yeah.
kind in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because that's where stuff, especially, late at night, and they're just losing sleep. Like,
Hmm.
and one of the other books that I read, or I will say partially read, I was in a book study for it, and we talked a lot about it, but I didn't have a chance to read it all yet. Um, by a Frenchman, Desmarget. I don't
Nice.
know if it's Michel or Michael Desmarget, um, but talked so much about sleep and
Mm.
it's not just to rest your body.
Yeah.
Like there's so much that happens in your brain. It's there was a really cool analogy that he used about like when a supermarket closes for the night,
Hmm.
and that's when they reorganize the aisles and the shelves and clean things, and it's because there aren't people walking through there. Like you couldn't do that during the daytime because there's too
Hmm.
much going on and things keep getting pushed around and messed up and moved. But when it's closed and things are quiet, You can put the things back on the shelf that need to be put there. You can throw away the things that were broken and messed up. You know, you can mop the floors and make it shiny and new and clean again. And that's kind of what sleep is.
Yeah.
It reorganizes things. It tosses out the stuff you don't need. And yes, it physically, you know, gives you this rest, but like your brain literally needs it. I That analogy stuck with me so much. It was
I
really helpful.
I love that analogy. And as you're describing it, all I can think about is this song we used to sing in grade school music class called
Oh no.
Supermarket Shuffle. If anyone out there knows the
I
Supermarket
don't know this
Shuffle,
song, but it makes me
it's
think of Supermarket Sweep if you've ever
yeah,
watched that
yes,
show.
I did, and it's all that same kind of train of thought. But
Yeah.
Supermarket Shuffle was about all the food and like
Are you
everything
gonna
getting out. And
sing a bar for
Supermarket
us?
Shuffle, place gone wild. Supermarket Shuffle. Oh, oh no, no, excuse me. Supermarket Shuffle, dancing through the aisles. Supermarket Shuffle, place gone wild.
Oh my
Supermarket
God.
Shuffle, something around the clock. Oh, Supermarket Shuffle, it's quite informal. You wake up in the morning and it all looks
Oh
normal.
my gosh. Who wrote this song? We
Whatever book we were using at Lincoln
we
School
need
back in
to
the day.
have
Maybe they're still using it. Maybe Camden will sing
oh
it someday. Probably not. I'm sure they've updated it.
I can ask Mr.
But
Roki, his
yes,
music teacher,
that
if he
was a
knows.
frequent request though. When we'd get to like pick a song, we'd always go
Oh,
for
that's funny.
Supermarket Shuffle. But and that's kind of what I feel like brain is like while sleeping sometimes. It's like you should be reorganizing yourself right now, but instead my anxious brain is doing the
Well,
Supermarket Shuffle.
yeah.
And that's what I feel like. I don't know if this does relate, of course, because it's sleep, but I think lately I've been reckoning with the fact of like how disrupted sleep has been for the first year with a
Yeah.
newborn and
Oh
just
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like
Well, and that
what
phrase,
that
which I used to
does.
think
Yeah.
was kind of lame, the, you know, mom brain.
Right. But
Like,
it's
okay,
real.
but it
It's
is.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
biologically, your brain.
Yeah.
Clearly, I am not an expert of the brain or know all of the
Well, when we were
different
watching Knives Out
regions.
last night.
Yeah.
No, but it's
As
so
I randomly
true.
hit the microphone uncontrollably with my hand because my brain was like, "Here, hit this."
Mhm.
You know, your brain, yeah, it goes through changes
It does. It
when you're a
does.
parent. So,
And it's wild how much you can do
yeah,
on so little, or it's just like, I don't know. So
yeah,
it's also very cool to see what you can endure and go through. So that's more of a millennial mom
yeah.
thought, I suppose, than a
A
comment on
literal millennial
screens
mom
in
thought.
teens' bedrooms or kids.
Yeah.
But
No
yeah,
screens.
no
No screens.
screens.
But it's not even for teens.
Yeah,
It's for us too. And
I
I
know.
am still not like full admission.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to walk this walk of, you know, here's if this is the good thing for my brain, for everyone's brain, then I should put it into
Mhm.
practice too. And I want my own kids to see that.
Mhm.
But man, now we have a TV in our room, but I'm not kidding. That has not been turned on in like a year,
Mm.
maybe 2 years. Like it
Yeah.
just sits there. It's just
Yeah.
the place where the TV lives now,
Yeah.
but it has not been turned on. But I fall asleep watching a show on my
Yeah.
iPad in the bed,
Yeah.
and
Well,
sometimes,
but and
you
see,
know,
I
Brian turns it off when I fall asleep.
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
But you know how you can find like a study or a think piece that validates whatever you need validated. I at one point not too long ago, saw something about it's more about like it's not about blue light or anything.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
what you're engaging with
Yeah.
and like doing a crossword puzzle and
I
your
know.
Sudoku at night is fine.
Yeah.
So
Well, I want to
I
read.
still let
I want to
myself
read
do
before
my
bed.
my New York Times games before bed, or I try to
I've
read.
tried.
And
I've stopped playing Candy Crush, did I tell you this?
wow,
I had an absurdly long streak. I won't even, it's too embarrassing how long, but it was a really,
tell
really
us,
long time.
tell us.
I can't.
What's the other thing you never told us? I feel like that was an
Oh,
early episode.
early on, I
Oh,
was like, I
your
won't say my
screen
screen time.
time.
But
Yeah,
now it's almost skewed because my screen time before was things that weren't important.
yeah.
But
Now
now,
it's
but now
yeah,
I'm on it.
yeah,
I'm on it too much.
yeah.
But I think I've meant, you know, the WhatsApp, the Smartphone
Hmm.
Free Childhood WhatsApp group. And I just get so much from that. Just reading. It's not even
Hmm.
always, you know, replying or interacting, but I there's several hundred people in it, so there's, you know, different
Hmm.
voices, whatever, things happening.
Yeah.
Um, so my screen time, that's kind of the irony of all this. My screen time's gone up since I've started to advocate for people using their screens less. But anyways,
And
um,
that's, I feel like that's a major
but before
takeaway too,
bed,
though, is
yeah,
that
I'm
it's
trying to
it's
not have it be the highly addictive or the
yeah,
street. Again, I was doing Candy Crush before sleep
yeah.
because it was like, all right, it's
And
brainless.
then did you have the Candy Crush dreams? Because I
I
would
don't
have
think,
those like I would
I
fall
don't think
asleep
so.
and like be crushing candy in my head like
No,
a decade or so ago.
but I know that
But
I have not only just deeper sleep, but I have dreams,
yeah.
more vivid dreams when I haven't fallen asleep to the iPad
Hmm.
or doing something on my phone.
Yeah.
I used to wake up in the middle of the night and write my dreams down.
Wow.
Like I would or right when I woke up in the
Yeah.
morning. And I haven't had a really vivid dream, at least that I can recall because I didn't write it down. And I have to wonder, is it because I'm not entering into that deep sleep
Hmm.
because my iPad is right now it's Gilmore Girls again.
What
I'm
season are you in?
I'm wrapping up season 6. So
Oh,
I'm I'm nearing the end. I didn't know how many there were, but
yeah.
there's 7
Yeah.
seasons.
They're reconciled. That's happened a few discs back, I think,
Yeah,
right?
the
This was the re
Luke's daughter came
yes,
in, and that was
April.
a weird thing. And
It
then
was. I love her, but I hate the
the whole
who he
well,
becomes for her.
I
Like
know.
it's
And then
like why?
well, okay, the woman that's
Yeah,
her mom,
yeah.
she was a
She's
different character at one point,
yeah,
right? She was the beach lady.
the beach lady.
She was Jess's dad's girlfriend. Did you know that? It's the same woman. It's
Oh, Anna?
is that I don't know her name.
That's the character. That's April's mom.
Okay, is so April's mom's name is yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, whoever when
That's the
Jess
same
goes to
actress.
California, yeah, same actress. So yeah, it's not like they
Oh,
made her the same
okay.
person, but it's
Okay.
the same
I don't think
actress. And
I've
I'm like,
ever
I've seen
realized
you before.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Huh.
Anyways, or she
Ugh,
has a
when
kid.
Jess goes, ugh, don't even get me
Yeah.
started.
Anyways, all that to
Why do they
say,
all? Yeah.
still falling asleep to Gilmore Girls and don't need to be. But I got a new book that just came yesterday that I'll show. Oh, I'll hold it up for you.
Ooh, the
It's called
digital
The
delusion.
Digital Delusion by Dr. Jared Cooney Horvath. I am so excited to read this book, and I haven't been uber excited about a book in a while just because
Mm,
I'm not regularly reading. Um, but I went to a webinar that he did with another woman that I follow. Her name's Emily Churkin, but she goes by Screen Time Consultant. She just spoke at Parliament, and that was really interesting. I put that on my Instagram, but they did a webinar together about his book, and it's The Digital Delusion: How Classroom Technology Harms Our Kids' Learning
mm,
and How to Help Them Thrive Again. And what I
interesting.
am really interested in is smartphones, all of that has certainly been a big focus. What kind of my gateway drug was wait until I kind of
Hmm.
into this world. I have become so much more aware of ed tech.
Mm.
And there's a difference between, which I didn't realize before all this, there's a difference between ed tech and tech ed. Ed
Talk me
tech,
through this. Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't understand it at first.
Yeah.
So tech ed, technology education is learning things like typing skills,
Oh, yeah.
learning that using things like Excel, and
Yeah.
but understanding how those tools, really using
Technology
technology as a
literacy.
tool.
Yeah.
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 Ed tech, however, is these really
Companies.
hyper
Yeah.
active game, heavy quotes,
Mm.
educational games for kids to learn math.
Mm.
Or I think really even like Power School and Schoology and Google Classroom, like all these
Yeah,
things
that's what I like.
fall
I would
in there.
imagine any sort of
Yeah,
company,
like
any
learning
sort of,
management
yeah,
systems and
LMSs. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Learning
So
apps and
all of that and I I went twice, 2 years back when I worked in Indianapolis as a school counselor. I went to Power School University
mm.
2 times, 2 different summers, which was very expensive, by the way. Um, but there's so much that I now understand about like student privacy data
Yeah.
and parents having informed consent. And
Yeah.
there's just so much to it that I did not know
Hmm.
before. And so
Hmm.
Dr. Horvath, really dives into learning is not improved by technology. It just isn't. And there's just constantly that argument of, well, they need to know how to use this stuff because that, this is where we're at in society. We use these
Mm-hmm.
technologies. AI is obviously very present right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have to teach them how to use it. Well, okay, I'm almost 40, you're 32. Did we have any of these in school when we were, I mean, for at least for me in the
Mm-hmm.
90s, like I didn't I didn't have any of these. I didn't learn math on an app. I didn't learn how to spell on an app or with the help of an app.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how to use technology. I know how to use Excel.
Mm-hmm.
I had those critical thinking skills first. And
Mm-hmm.
so really it's a focus on skills before screens.
Mm-hmm.
So that has I have learned, oh man, just a ton from him and then just other people and research that he shows. He does these really helpful videos highlighting research, but I I get well, I don't mind making it public. I decided after reading more and more and more, and just the information that I've gotten, I requested to opt Camden out of the iPad
Mm.
at school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what does that process look like, or how,
I
like, what happens?
so I sent and oh my gosh, and I don't want this to be a reflection on his teacher at all.
Right.
She's so wonderful. I am so lucky that he has her as his teacher, and it's because she's such a good teacher that I know he
Mm.
doesn't need the iPad. And I also will say, we had a conversation at the start of the year where I was just worried about it being something that would be really dysregulating for
Mm.
him and not being maybe to like transition between activities because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't use an iPad at home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so much are, games and stuff. But she really doesn't use it a ton. Or regularly. She really believes in play, which I love. And learning comes through play, and that's it's like brain science basically. Like that's a good thing. We learn through play, through mixed age play, and a lot of it outdoor. But um, the big thing is testing. So they get tested 3 times
Mm-hmm.
a year in kindergarten, and it's all done on the iPad. So we
Mm-hmm.
already had it once, but I'm gonna opt out of that part
Mm-hmm.
too. And we'll definitely and we'll have a conversation. And it's again, it's not because I don't think that she's able to teach, like she has to teach with an iPad for him to learn,
Yeah.
or I think that she's making this. I think it's just been so folded in. It's just
Mm-hmm.
understood. So many. How many districts do you know that aren't 1-to-1? Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's 1-to-1, but there's starting to be a rollback. There are
Mm-hmm.
public school districts, not just private or the kind of non-tech schools, Waldorf or whatever. There was just this week I saw an article about a school, middle school in Kansas. They're just dropping their 1-to-1 program for Chromebooks, so they'll have a computer cart or a
Mm-hmm.
computer lab, and they'll still use computers because it's not like I'm saying don't ever use technology. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that at all. Um, but it's not, you have to take this home. All your homework is done on it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you do is on this Chromebook, on this screen. And here's more screen time for
Mm-hmm.
you. So I think the tide is starting to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Wow.
But I think I might I mean I asked once. I think I might be I don't know this for sure. I can't confirm, but I think I might be the only one that's done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that it feels I don't want to be I don't want it to be a disruptive thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't want to it feels it's not confrontational, but it's not in my nature to be confrontational, and
Yeah.
for some reason it almost feels
Yeah.
like I believe in teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in how they choose to run their classrooms, and I don't want it to be, well, you're making the wrong choice. It's
Yeah.
it's not that at all. It's just I know that Camden doesn't need, kids don't need an iPad to
Yeah.
learn something.
Yeah.
It's
That's
interpersonal. Learning is
mm-hmm.
interpersonal, and
No, I totally like just hearing you talk
it's
through
just
it. It's
hard.
such a crunchy
It
like
is.
tension of different
It could
values, like
be.
things that you really highly value in conflict together.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that that was a challenging decision to make, or I
Yeah.
mean, but at the same time, just like in these conversations when we're like, you can walk it back or you can change, like this is also,
Right.
you can,
Right.
it can change, this
Yeah.
isn't a definitive forever, always thing.
Yeah. And to be honest, right now
And it's not
it's
an,
easy.
yeah,
He's in
exactly,
kindergarten.
exactly. So
So
try it
there's
now,
not,
make it the norm, and
yeah.
then move
Yeah.
forward from there. No, I think that's really smart. And,
So I
ooh,
have no idea if
yeah.
anybody else would do it, or,
Mhm.
the other thing I liked about what Dr. Horvath said was, when one fish goes against the school, well, not a school, like a
A
school of
school of
fish.
fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen
Not,
Finding
yeah,
Nemo. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think it
when
was in
one
Knives
fish
Out.
goes, yeah, it does nothing really happens. The fish, they don't see it, they don't move. If
Mm-hmm.
two fish do it, they nothing really changes. When three fish go in a different direction, the rest of the school of fish follows. And that's really
Ah,
not that many fish
yeah,
when you think
but
about
enough
it.
to make a disruption
It's
and a
enough
noticeable
to make a
disruption.
noticeable
Yeah,
change. And
yeah.
so I guess in a sense I want to be a disruptor, but not in a
Mm-hmm.
way it's a negative. It's just, can we reevaluate
Mm-hmm.
what are, you know, what the purpose of these
Yeah,
really are. Like,
yeah. It's
so
criticality. It's asking questions
yeah.
and not just accepting things how
Yeah.
they are or questioning why things are the way they are.
It's kind of a it I felt I felt just not icky, but like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
squeamy,
No,
you know.
yes.
It was thoughtful, and she already
Mhm.
responded back and was, as I predicted, lovely. Um, so I
Yeah.
just I thought, okay, we did a semester of it.
Hmm.
I would like to see, you know, as long as this isn't something that's putting a burden on you.
Hmm.
And I'll, if I need to bring extra books or print out, I'll literally buy a printer so that
Oh,
we don't have a printer here.
and we don't either
Um,
anymore because printers never work. That's its own episode. That'll be an episode for season two is printers.
exactly.
Why do they literally
Printers, the
always
worst.
suck? Even because we don't have any printers, so I had to print something out at the library the other day. And
Oh
even
yeah.
their printer, it wasn't working. And the poor one of the librarians at the desk had to come out and be like, "Oh, I did this earlier. Here, let me get you," because it
Oh
wouldn't take my
no.
card. So she got change from the desk and paid my 20 cents. It was so, maybe it was even 40 cents. I think it's 10 cents a page, man. It was so
I think it
generous.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
Yeah.
that's
Anyways, so that's
really interesting. And do you own this Digital Delusion book? You bought it
I
yourself?
do. I bought
Can
it
I
myself.
borrow it when you're
Yes.
to finish it? Because I think that'll be
Absolutely. I'm going
really
to annotate it.
interesting.
I hope that's okay.
That's like my favorite thing in the world is
Okay.
seeing other people's annotations.
I haven't, I'm such a, almost a pure, like, I've been so,
Mm.
it's ingrained to me, like, don't write in a book.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because it's not,
Right.
well, it was a textbook that's like
Yeah.
a school book that you're not supposed to
Yes.
because you give them
Right.
back. But now
Right.
I'm like, but I have to. I won't
Hmm.
remember what I've read if I
Hmm.
don't engage with it in a meaningful way.
Which
So
is, of course, part of the arguments for one-to-one technology is that
thank
then you
you.
can share things digitally and students can annotate them and you don't have to, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not an argument that is relevant for a kindergartner by any
Right.
means.
Right.
And what I was thinking about too, kind of along those lines as well, is that I think that would be really interesting following from the course that I taught this semester on multiple
Yeah.
literacies and
Yeah.
technology in the secondary classroom. Because I know you had asked me to do a bit of
Yes. I want to hear
a
about
wrap
how the
up
semester went.
reflection on the semester, which, yes, I am in a much better place
I'm
mentally and
glad.
emotionally now than I was this time last week. For one, final grades are in, they are
There you go.
submitted and finalized and all that. And even just like receiving their final projects and getting that affirmation again of like, oh no, like learning did happen. Like I did facilitate meaningful learning experiences, even if
Yeah.
yeah, man, that last week of classes just really got me down in a number of ways. But I mean, the good. I wrote in our notes the good stuff, relationships
Yeah.
and growth, which I don't know what I meant by that when I wrote that a few weeks ago or a few days ago, but I'm guessing whatever relationships. Yeah, no, in all three of my classes, the one being the teacher ed class, the two as first year writing classes, like they all just had really good community, good vibe, and like each of them in a very different way. Obviously differences working with seniors in their major, and for many of
Sure.
them, this is the last class they took before student teaching.
Oh,
So they
okay.
are very committed to their craft and eager to learn,
Right.
and although it was our Monday night class, so they weren't always eager to engage, like or to actively discuss or like laugh at my jokes or anything like that.
I would have laughed at your jokes.
You know what? Yes, and there were a couple of Jordans in the room that would at
Good.
least give me a little chuckle every once in a while. So I appreciated them, and I appreciated all of them because it was cool learning from their different content areas, which is something I've never quite had that experience before. So that was really cool. And then same thing in my writing classes, like night and day different like characters of
Hmm.
classes. Like, and I love them both, but in one of them, the best way I can describe it is just like my skills, my experiences having taught freshmen high school, like high school freshmen
Yeah.
really came into play with that group because they
Wow.
just, and it was interesting more than any, like when I could step back from being like exhausted and annoyed
Yeah.
with them. It's like, wow, these young adults really are in a different place. I don't know how to describe,
Like
like
they're not
just
engaging with
no,
you
they
or
are
the material
engaging.
or
They want wanted to learn, but they do, I think I don't quite know how to say it, but like executive functioning skills and or
oh,
just like general,
yeah.
I don't know, general
Not
college
able to
readiness is what I
plan
should say.
and
Yeah, yeah, just
follow through.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And just I guess more things like that came up this semester than I have in past years is really what I would say. Um, and to the point where as they kind of piled on towards the end of the semester, that got really difficult for me in my position as the instructor because there is only so much that I can do to help you,
Right.
and I've made all sorts of offers for opportunities for revisions or for late submissions and all
I was
these
gonna
things
say, is
throughout
it
the
late work
semester.
and yeah,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of
yeah.
that kind of stuff or just general confusion, misunderstanding, and in many cases, like choosing to use AI to try to help
Right.
you rather than reaching out to your professor, who has made herself wildly available to try to
Hmm.
help until that very last week when the reality hits that like, oh, I have all these
This is it.
zeros or whatever the thing is. And then at that point, like you know, have to create my own boundaries, saying
Sure.
like the sorry, late work was due on this date, and I was very clear about that. And
Wow.
you
Yeah.
you actively made that choice not
The
to,
fact that
even
you
if
even took it, like
I
that's
know. Yeah, yeah. So just lots of that kind of stuff. Really was bubbling up in these
hmm.
last few weeks. But
Did
like
you
I
have
said,
anybody, I don't know if you can say, did you have anybody not pass your class? Maybe due to
um,
just an
I can't
accumulation of
say
late.
I really,
Okay.
but
Okay. I didn't know if that was something you
the
could
short
say.
answer is no.
Okay.
Like everyone passed, but there's some funky things with the grading on this
Or
writing class that
everyone got credit. Maybe I could
yes.
ask it
Well,
that
and
way.
then there's just these weird
Oh, okay.
nuances because it's like a class that you have to have on your like you have to
Okay.
pass, but you can only have a certain number of D's on this.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like this whole complicated thing that I had to actually seek out and ask about because I was like, is this, are they?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, no, kind of
Hmm.
a
But the fact that you could even get to that point of like being in a danger zone
well, and that's
means
what
you
I always
weren't
say in my classes
being
too. It's like
tracked.
if you do the work, like
Right. Right.
you will get a B. Or like you should get an A
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
follow directions.
Hmm.
Um, because I in my ideal world, I would love to be the professor who's like who can walk in the room day one and say, "You will all get an A in this class. Now let's get to work." Because that's like
Yeah.
a philosophy. It's a very like English
Yeah.
like creative writing class kind of thing. Like, let's not let grades get in the way of learning. Let's
Yeah.
just put something on your transcript and then actually do the work
Have
here together.
meaningful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But obviously that doesn't work for a non-tenure track uh, freshman writing
Right.
professor
Right.
who's just trying to make her way through.
Survive.
But on that note, also, I think complicating my feelings at the end of the semester was that I was looking into the spring with no classes that I had
Mm.
been asked to
Yeah.
teach, which
Right.
was very stressful, very uncertain. And then on was it Tuesday of this last week, I was asked to teach a course, which
Oh,
is last
okay.
minute, but it is going to be a gen ed at ISU through the School of Teaching and Learning, and it is the history of education in the United States,
Oh, wow.
which I think will be
Oh, that'll be
fascinating.
so.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
want to be along for this
I
ride.
know, right? Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
so I am inheriting a lot of materials from someone already, which is part of why I was able to say, yeah, I can teach
Yeah.
this class in 4 weeks. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, yeah. So I will definitely have to share more with that.
With the goal of just being understanding how education has changed over time or
Yeah, yeah, I think a lot of that, many of the, at least from what I've been told, although it is a gen ed class, a lot of it, or a lot of students who enroll are freshman education majors,
okay.
who like aren't yet in education classes, but
Okay.
care obviously
Yeah.
about education or want to learn, or are maybe considering adding on teacher certification.
Okay.
Um, so. Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting. And for
That'll be
anyone
so
who's
interesting.
not, obviously education affects all of us.
Yeah.
Like you
You
got
went
here
through school
through
to get
K
here.
because it's both gone K-12. Yeah,
Okay.
you got here. So like everyone has an experience to speak from.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Okay, I have
I
an
think that
idea. So
okay.
you know how I have my new segment of social
Yeah.
media is terrible and here's the evidence.
Yeah, yeah.
Your news segment needs to be this week's in, education history. Here's a fact. Back in
Yes.
1925, they did this. Can
Let's
you
do it.
believe that they
Yeah.
did this?
Yeah.
Or can you believe they did this and we don't do this now?
Uh-huh.
Like,
No, I
we're
know. And
gonna
it's
run into a
just
lot of that.
because this came up, I had that first meeting of the disciplinary, what is it? DSAIL, Disciplinary AI Literacy Working Group over
Yeah,
Zoom the other day.
I'm interested in
And
that too.
yeah, well, it's like, for better, for worse, the thing that makes me optimistic, or at least makes me like the positive that comes out of this is that it forces us to have these conversations about why we do what we do,
Hmm.
or like why we teach what we teach or how we teach.
Yeah,
That quote about like, well, if an AI can do
I
it,
think
then is
about
it
that
something worth doing?
constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I think in a lot of ways that makes us reflect back on like, okay, so what is the purpose of education? Where did this come from?
right.
And a lot of it was moral education,
Hmm.
right? Like it was let's
Vocational.
vocation, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. So yeah, that's a lot of what I'm thinking about right now lately
Oh,
is
I'm
just,
intrigued.
yeah,
That'll be a
I'm
good class.
it really, yeah. And it's not a Monday night. It's
Even better.
it's Monday, Wednesday, 9:35 to 10:50, which
Oh,
like
okay.
I know for them 9:30 is still probably like
Can you zoom me
early
in?
morning,
Can I
but
just listen?
maybe I need a guest speaker. Maybe I'm gonna guest
Oh, I've
speaker.
never been a
We'll
guest
have
speaker at a
Jordan
college.
Spickelmeyer of the
Can I bring Lily?
Millennium of the
I'll come in person as long as
Absolutely.
I can bring Lily.
She can also be guest speaker.
Here,
Yeah.
educate Lily. Go.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Sounds great. Sounds great.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. No.
Well, it sounds
Anyway,
like a good class.
it's yeah, I'm very excited for it and very glad that this opportunity finally came around because yeah, being non-tenure track contractual semester to semester
Yeah.
is very challenging for me. And
Yeah.
but at the same time has a lot of positives of like it's been great that I've gotten to be home
Flexibility and
every other day.
yeah.
I have that flexibility. I can say no to things. But for a while there. I was like, but I would like to say yes to
I'd like
something.
the option to
Yeah,
tell no.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
much of anything to anything. So, but finally, yeah, that's just part of the game. But it finally came around, and excited for that
very cool.
into the new year.
I was gonna
Um,
say we had written down.
we're
I
gonna
mean,
talk about
we're gonna
Christmas
wrap
traditions,
up,
but I think
but
we gotta, yeah,
we're nearing the end so that
we
we don't
are.
make this an hour and a half episode.
Uh-huh.
Because we need at least our one listener that listened to all of them to not be like
Hmm.
hour and a half, guys. Come on,
I'm out.
I
I'm
committed to
out.
50 minutes, but an hour and a half is too much. But yeah, holiday traditions and all that.
Yeah,
So
who
maybe
needs
we
them?
can, yeah,
We
we can return in
yes.
January,
Yes.
reflecting on how our
Yeah.
Christmases went,
Yeah.
the chaos that will inevitably
Oh,
ensue. I am doing multiple travel days.
okay.
We're gonna on Friday, leave for Indiana,
Mm.
and then come back,
Friday of
and then
this week.
uh-huh,
Okay.
and then do Christmas here
Okay.
and then go back
Okay.
to Indiana. So first my parents, then
Gotcha.
Christmas here,
Then,
then Brian's parents,
mm-hmm.
and then come back and then have
Mm-hmm.
New Year's here.
Awesome.
So there's multiple driving days,
Yes.
but even though I'm not really good at reading in the car, I'm going to
Oh,
try.
I cannot.
I'm gonna try. It makes me want to barf.
Yeah. No,
It's terrible.
we've talked about me.
I wish it wasn't that way, but
Yeah.
um
Audiobooks. That's what those
I
are
know,
good
but
for. But
I bought
I
the
know.
book
I like going
and
back and forth
you
between
know,
audio and
I do. I
paper.
like
Sometimes I do
audiobooks.
that.
I've been doing when
But
I'm
have you ever
doing
like gone back
chores.
and forth?
Oh,
Like
of the same book?
yeah. Like I'm
No, I have
listening to
not
it
done
when I'm
that.
out and about, and then I pick up I mean, it's not the most uh frugal way to live, depending on how you
Yeah, I was gonna
get
say
your
I don't
things. But
subscribe, like I
it's
don't
on
have
Hoopla.
Audible or
Yeah,
yeah.
I
If
cancel
it's
mine.
on the library one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's available,
Yeah,
sometimes I have to wait.
Libby, you gotta wait.
Yes,
Just
yes.
love
Or
Libby though.
my mom's
Nice,
account. Between my
nice.
mom's account and my account,
Yeah.
sometimes I can get a book quickly, but
Anyway,
um all that
traveling.
to
Yeah.
say, yeah, travel.
We're
Um,
we'll be home for Christmas morning. I said we're like we want
okay.
to go ahead and like be
Yes.
home for
Yes.
coming down the stairs and seeing all the surprises under the tree, but then we'll
Our
head down
first
to
little
his folks. I
Christmas.
know, so excited.
That is
Get down to
exciting.
his folks by like lunch and we
Yeah.
see all of his family, and then we'll do the big Plevka family whoop-de-doo on the Saturday after
Okay.
Christmas.
Okay.
Which,
That will
yes,
be
if
fun. And that's at your
you,
parents'
that's
house.
at my
Yeah.
parents. Yeah, yeah. I'm like
Oh,
already,
that's
you can
fun.
see me. I'm so excited and I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
It is such a big,
I know. See, I miss that though. Like
yeah,
I had a
yeah,
big or
yeah.
have, I have a big family, but now that we're all older, we're spread out and stuff. But I had it was either at my grandparents' house, this teeny little house, or at my parents' house.
Hmm.
We did it at our house several years. Just tons of cousins, tons of aunt and
Hmm.
uncles. My mom and dad are each families of five, so
Hmm.
I've I've got a lot of
Yeah.
aunts and uncles and cousins, and it's like picture them all in one house. There's just always
Yes,
something going
yes,
on, and so I
yeah.
feel there's part of me that is it's there's kind of a sadness. I love
Hmm.
Christmas time, but there
Hmm.
is a little sadness. We have no family here,
Yeah.
and then when we go back, we try to. We've not all ever been. Nope, we haven't been all together. I don't even know how long since. I think the last Christmas we were all together was before Brian and I ever met. So
Through the years, we all.
keep going, Helen. That's beautiful.
Oh, I love it. That's
So
the only,
yeah.
if I could stake my career on only singing Christmas music, like I think I have a decent voice when it comes to Christmas
Oh
music. Anything else though?
yeah.
No,
Well,
but
we all have our strengths.
exactly, exactly. But now that I have this microphone in front of me, just kidding.
Oh
Um,
no, is this gonna launch your singing career?
on the
You
next
thought you were doing
season
a
of
podcast.
Mom, Millennial Mom Songs,
Millennial Mom Songs
I just want to
spin-off.
I want to add to, I know you'll give your spiel here in a moment, of, things our listeners should do. I want to add my quick advice here to stay
Yes.
hydrated. don't
Oh,
forget to
yeah.
drink water over these next couple
Yes.
weeks, folks, because we're gonna be out. We're gonna take our little hiatus break
I
of
know. We have to
podcasting for a
schedule
couple
our day
weeks.
to
We
get
have to
together.
schedule our little
I know.
retreat hang. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna come back with all sorts of
We're gonna have
plans and
snacks.
ideas and full bellies of snacks.
I'm just
Yes.
excited for the
Yeah,
snacks.
me too. Me too.
I mean,
But
hanging out,
while
but the
eating those
snacks.
snacks, I know,
Yeah.
when was the last time I saw you? I guess Halloween? Was it the Spookmeyer house? Have I seen
Yeah.
you since then? Yeah. Crazy.
Maybe once, but it was probably at the library.
Yeah.
Although, no, I
Oh,
haven't
no, no,
actually
no,
seen.
no. It was the film screening. The Can't Look Away.
Oh, duh. But we
Yeah.
didn't get to like
Yeah. We didn't
chat.
hang. Yeah.
And there was a
I just,
downpour on our way out, so
yeah,
we
there
couldn't
was.
even talk. It
That
was
was
wild.
nuts. Yeah. No, I just photobombed you. You were supposed to take like a serious picture of people
It's fine.
watching the film, and I turned
You had a
and
little smirk off to
yeah,
the side.
I did.
I
I
enjoyed
did.
it.
Sorry. But
Yeah.
anyway, stay
Yeah.
hydrated
Stay
because
hydrated. Very good
especially in
advice.
the winter, you're not thinking about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but you
Your
feel
skin
the
gets
effects when you
dry.
don't, folks.
Yeah.
Don't
Your
get
brain
those
needs it.
headaches. Your brain needs it.
Yep.
Pack a little extra electrolytes if you're of
Sure.
that, just do it. Just stay hydrated.
As long as you're drinking water. Yeah. Also, go outside. Maybe not today. Oh, Helen just took water and something went terribly wrong.
I tried to make a dramatic water drinking sound.
Oh,
You
did
just
you
went, you
kind of
just
choke in the
went,
middle? It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, no. Anyway, it
So
is
drink water.
difficult.
Helen's having trouble drinking the water. Even if you have trouble drinking water, just go ahead and do it. Still go outside. Today you don't have to because it's like negative 15 or something with the wind chill. But
Yeah.
tomorrow will be better. And then it's going to be like 50 degrees. So
So by
I
the
guess
time
we
you're
probably,
hearing this,
by the time you hear this,
this
you'll
weekend
be
will be a
outside in a
distant
light
memory.
sweater. It'll be totally fine. I guess there's no snow for Christmas this
Illinois.
year.
Yeah, I know.
Which is actually kind of sad and disappointing.
But
But
it was gorgeous this weekend. And I
it
was
was
like, you know
real
what?
pretty.
This is gonna be my postcard, like
Yeah. I wish
memory.
I would have like taken a family photo out
Well,
in
it
the
was too
snow, but
cold.
it was too cold. Camden went out.
Oh, good for him. Anyway,
So
sorry, I'm
follow what Camden does. Go outside, even when it is cold. Touch the grass. You're gonna have to dig it out right now. It's under like 8 inches of snow. It's fine. Uh, take some time away from your screen. And do I say anything else? I
I
guess
don't know.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy
See you
New
next
Year,
year.
all
Happy
happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Well, what do I say?
I thought you were gonna keep singing it.
I thought about it.
Could you sing the outro? Could you sing?
Podcast music, Brian Spicklemeyer, social media, Jordan Spicklemeyer, and Helen Plevka-Jones does the what do I do? What do I do? The audio editing.
That was beautiful.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Happy
New Year.
season. Goodbye.